you have a couple guys in a box giving their opinion on what they think is best. Who's to say I even agree with what those guys' opinions are, or anybody else does for that matter? It's just like one person's opinion over an next. So it's really hard, I think, where with something like baseball, it's like, obviously the team with the most amount of points is going to win. It's very like black and white. Where with surfing, it's not black and white. It's like technicolor. It can be anything, you know what I mean? And it's subjective to like your personal preference. So I really think that it's hard to put surfing into that sort of box. You know what I mean? There'll always be something missing. But it's important to have that because like, you know, just as the world needs free surfers, the world needs competitive surfers, because that's something that like is easy to benchmark something and say like, oh, this is why it deserves this, because these people are doing this. You know, it's like you need one needs the other. If it was just competitive, I think a lot of people wouldn't be into it. If it was just free surfing, there wouldn't be a lot of people into it. You really need both sides of it. What I want to see when I see girls surfing is I want to see girls surfing well. Like, I'm not, you know, stoked to see a girl in a bikini doing a bottom turn if she can't even do a bottom turn. Like, who cares, you know? Like, obviously I'm a girl, so it's different than a guy, but like, whatever. Like, I don't think there's like really any validity to it, but it definitely speaks to a certain person. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's subjective, and people also need to like just chill out. You know, people get so uptight about so many things when at the end of the day, it's surfing. People are riding pieces of foam on the water. It's like there's really nothing that serious about that if you break it down. You know what I mean? We're just having fun and we're having a good time, and like we're able to do what we love to do and hopefully inspire other people in the world to kind of slow down, take a moment, and go have a good time. My dad took me to see Arachnophobia when I was a kid, and it was in theaters. Oh, and like the whole movie, he was like doing weird crawlies up my back and like messing with me. And I swear, like, that's what tripped me out. I tried to watch that movie like this last year with my boyfriend, like, because he's scared of spiders too. We couldn't even get through the first 15 minutes. That's how scary that movie still is. It's like, we were like at the part where they were like in the desert or in the jungle, you know, and the spider like crawls in and bites the dude, and we're like, and then like when they ship the guy's body back and the spider like gets out of the crate and like kills the, I was like, dude, we gotta shut this off. I can't even. Too much, man. Too sketchy. Like, you never know where the world's going to take you. So I'm just kind of like trying to be open and present in every moment I'm in and seeing where that kind of leads me. And just like going with what feels right as well. Because I think that's what's important, you know, rather than being like, this is my goal and like, I'm going to work so hard to make that. It's like sometimes if you have such tunnel vision, you miss everything else that's around you and can happen, you know? Mm-hmm. And so I think it's good to be open. It's good to have some sort of like, you know, I think your passions carry you through, and if you're passionate about things, it will carry you to the next, you know, events or whatever happens. But like, I don't want to get ever too stuck on having one objective that's going to kind of blind you to something else that could happen that would be even more rad. Mm-hmm. It's funny though, because people are like, she has no goals, no goals. One of the best phrases that I've heard from somebody that's like, you know, this man who's been one of my mentors, this guy Gene Carell, he lives in Japan, and he's been one of my mentors for years now. And like, you know, he's been around the world, he knows everything. And every time I talk to him, like, he really says things that always stick out in my mind. And you know, he always offers up the advice I need at the time I need it, whether he knows it or not, you know? And one of the things that he always says, though, and no matter what we're talking about, is that there are no coincidences, you know? And I think that that's one of the most true and powerful things I've ever heard, because it's true. There are no coincidences. Like, everything is as it's meant to be. And like, if you accept that, then it's like you can get through everything, you know? It's not like the world's just going to happen to you. You still have to get out and you have to like work for things that you feel and you believe in, you know, but at the same time, there are no coincidences. Like, oh yeah, it's so weird that I was just driving down the freeway thinking about this person and they just rolled up next to me. It's like, that's not a coincidence. Like, you were meant to see that person at that time. That's why you were thinking about him. It's just different, you know, there's lusting and then there's loving. And like, lust is the stuff that fades away. It's like the passion. It's like the moments of craziness. It's like those phone calls at 3 a.m. when you're rocking in the rain, or like all that stuff. But like love and true love is like, you know, when the tree's grounded, like the roots that are not going anywhere. It's like, you know, the deeper connection that's true love. It's like everything else is lust until that point. Everything only has an expiration date. Nothing can be forever. You know what I mean? And if everything was forever, we'd all be bored. Guaranteed we'd all be bored. You know, everybody's focused on like living forever or living longer, but it's just like living better and living more and like open and putting more energy into the time you have. So I think for me, it's like death isn't the end. It's just a new phase. You know, it's just something else. I'm definitely a dog person. Cats are cute and all, but dogs are there for you always. I guess I'm more of a fox person. Little fox dog.